talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. Does she need down the ride, oh I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How y'all doing, Postal family? Y'all already see I ain't even trying to play the game with y'all no more. You know what the H stands for. Don't be crazy about it, all right? We in a new year. Feel like I can trust a couple people. And if I can't trust you, what you gonna do, report me? You can't. It doesn't make any difference. I've already sat with the inspectors. Let's talk. Let's talk, Postal family. You ever be sick and tired of being sick and tired? You ever feel like you've been discriminated against? You feel like your coworker that you done reported 30 times is real close with the people that are up top that can protect them, or are the ones that keep getting underneath your skin and you can't do nothing about it? Well, I've gotten hundreds of messages from you guys like I'm somebody's counselor about, can you tell me how to file an EEO? I'm just guessing that's how you sound. I don't know. That was a neutral voice. It was between a man and a woman. Can you tell me how to file? Anyway, we're going to be animated about this, but it's a serious topic. Okay, serious topic. I want to give you a couple steps on how to get to filing an EEO, what an EEO is, and as well as where you can actually, start your process. But understand, you just don't go filing things because you feel like somebody didn't like your hair. All right, don't be that Karen. Okay, don't. Number one, let's get to it. All right, we're gonna get to it. You can watch the video over a couple times so you can get to it yourself, but we'll explain it in a little more detail. Go in your light blue. It's been there all the time. It's been there all the time. Try to stay away from it, but I'm gonna give you the info. That's what the channel's about. Go to my light blue. You go to your HR, my HR. You'll see things pop up. My HR. Scroll down a little bit. You see workforce connection, find employee apps, and then learn about EEO. Learn about your employment rights at the post office. It says more, click it. Tells you before you file a complaint, learn about the beginning and etc. Reasonable accommodations, etc. Read it. It's good for you. Reading's good. How to file an EEO complaint. It's right there, okay? Harassment, notice to employees, etc. You want to click how to file. Then it'll click another screen. It says how to file a complaint. It says before you file, learn more before you file, download the publication. You probably gave up there. And it says what you need to know. And it said how to begin the process. That's what you want to click on right there. How to begin the EEO process. It says who, when, how. We'll read that. And then right underneath the word how, it says request EEO counseling using the online postal service EEO e-file application. You have to fill out an application for your EEO process to start. Now let's back up. If you're a postal service employee or applicant for the postal service employment and you feel that you have been discriminated against because of race, color, region, national origin, sex, age 40 plus, physical or mental disability, or in retaliation for engaging in an EEO protected activity, you must consult an EEO counselor before filing a complaint of discrimination. Okay? So you still got to do all of this. You have to consult a counselor. A mosquito bit me. Lord. When? You must bring an individual and class action complaints to the attention of the EEO office by requesting counseling within 45 calendar days of the date of the alleged discriminatory act. Within 45 calendar days of the date you knew or reasonably should have known about discrimination, or if a personnel action is involved, within 45 days of its effective date. If you bring an individual complaint or later believe that your case has class action implications, you may move forward for class certification at any reasonable point during the process of your original complaint. So if you feel like, for whatever reason, we're gonna flip the roles, you have this flirtatious supervisor and she can't stop flirting with you fine gentlemen. All right, she flirts with one guy, he don't give her no play, then all of a sudden he has a heavy route next 2 days. Next new guy comes in, that happens, he gets big routes. And then he gets written up on a regular basis. It continually happens. You have a really nasty, flirtatious supervisor, and then you can realistically prove that you're being targeted because you didn't comply with, or you were not, submissive to her needs, and all of a sudden your workload changed, your schedule changed. They can do all kind of foolishness to you. You simply have to prove it. That's where the class action thing comes in. You have to have enough people together to say, yes, all of a sudden this happened with her, and you have to have specific dates. This is where you actually have to do some work yourself. You can't just say, yeah, they picking on me because I always come in late. What? No, that's not a thing. If you feel like you're overburdened because of something that you may have said or pushed back against somebody, and you feel like retaliation's against you, that's what it is. But all of this information is on your light blue, so you can read it in detail to see if it applies to you. The key to this, though, which will discourage a bunch of you, is that you actually have to do some work. You got to write some stuff down, and it has to be worded correctly. It cannot just be opinionated. Oh, they don't like me because I drive a nice car, or they don't like it because I get my nails done, or I'm really big and muscular and I'm always being targeted. That's not an EEO. It's so hard to prove. Has to be something that's realistic. All right. Nobody wants to hear a bunch of people complaining because their feelings got hurt. You try to get the feelings police involved with that. See if you can find them, because they ain't at the post office. All right. How? Request EEO counseling using the online postal service EEO e-file application at. Click it. Boom. It's right there. It pops up. You have to register. After registering, you will be able to initiate a request for EEO counseling by completing and submitting an online form. They're not the post office. They will move fast with it. Alternatively, you may request EEO counseling by mail by providing your name, social security, and number, and blah, blah, blah. All you guys just gonna go online anyway, so you don't do it. What will happen? An EEO professional will call you, contact you. However, the EEO professional will look into your problem and try to help the parties reach a resolution within 30 days. If parties are unable to agree on a resolution, and you agree to extend the time period, the pre-complaint process period will be no longer than 90 days. As an alternative to traditional counseling, the Postal Service may offer mediation as part of the EEO process. If the matter is not resolved by the conclusion of the counseling process, or if the matter is mediated without resolution, the EEO professional will advise you of the procedures for filing a formal complaint. That's what happens. You have to do the EEO, then get a formal complaint. You may request that your name not be disclosed during the counseling portion of the EEO complaint process. Excuse me. If you feel like your supervisor is going to target you because you're that handsome dude and that lady just on it, and she knows, that she's been hitting on 20 different guys, 20 different carriers, you can file it anonymously. You can pull that off. See, I'm just using real broad spectrums, but they are realistic spectrums, okay? So if you've gone up the ladder, say, hey, can I file a grievance on this? And they say, well, there's nothing really file a grievance. They didn't violate the contract, right? They ain't violate the contract. If you can't prove it, that's where you guys get upset with your shop stewards and you're like, well, they ain't do shit for me. It's out of their jurisdiction. They're there to enforce contract rules. EEO is more on a personal thing. You called out because of personal things, and all of a sudden you're getting retaliated against, you're getting LWOP'd, and you did bring in some documentation and they still LWOP you, you have the right to file an EEO. If your union didn't go and do what they're supposed to do, you can move forward with that at that point because you feel like hey, this person has something against me. I don't know what it is, but we need a resolution. The thing is, if I get an EEO filed against me, it sits in my jacket. And once they start stacking up, the complaints start stacking up against a specific individual, they have to deal with that individual. They have to. Class action means that 20 are filed at once, or 15 or 10 are filed at one time, and they need a resolution. They see it as a heavier problem instead of just one person. Or if it's a repetition thing. If 1 month you file it because that lady done harassed you, 3 months later, somebody else files one, then 6 months later, etc. Then you know, then they're starting to look at, well, it's not the workers, it's the supervisor or the manager. Those are the steps. You guys are gonna probably ask some really broad spectrum questions in the comments, and I'm gonna tell you, simply go onto the website. The information is there. I can't read every single situation that you guys are gonna encounter. You just have to look and see if whatever it is that's bothering you is something that they will be able to address. That means you have to do some work for yourself. And I'm not trying to be raw about it. I'm just being me about it. It is what it is. So many people didn't know how to get to this step. My supervisor didn't tell me about this. Union shop steward couldn't help me with this. Jay's helping you get to the step. Told you what it is gonna do, how long it's gonna take. All you have to do at this point is just do your own research. I got an issue because every day I come in and I know that I gave them doctor's notes. I have FMLA because I have a hip problem and it's legit. And they continually tell me to use the 2-ton truck, knowing that I got to jump in and out of this big, tall truck. I told them that it continually hurts me and I can't do that type of work. Gave them doctor's notes and they continually do it. I'm trying not to go against a direct order, but they're doing it. My shop steward has been no help. I'm getting injured more. I need help. Can you help me? Those are legit. You see me? I'm not gonna go any further with it, but now you guys know where it's located. You know what you need to do. The process is not complex. It's just a little time consuming. And once you get it started, then it's on you to follow through with it. Anytime you do, make sure you keep a file. A piece of folder costs you 10 cents. Just flip it open, document. You see me? This JH. Y'all already know what it stands for. All right, I'm out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.